everyone. Today I'll be talking about the crucial topic of workplace safety, focusing on the initiative taken by MRC Service Center and Tires. Before I proceed, let me introduce myself. My name is Lady Shakira with my math number 283586. I'll be presenting about the introduction part, how MRC Service Center and Tire enhancing their workplace safety. As we know, in recent years, there's been a significant increase in the importance of occupational safety and health, with a strong focus on the well-being of workers in various fields. So, we choose the workshop, essential hubs for industrial activities, plays a key role in addressing potential hazard. MRC Service Center and Tire, established in 2020, is committed to safety, particularly in automotive operation. They employ hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control, or as we know as HARAC methodologies, recognizing potential sources of harm, evaluating risks, and implementing measures for a safer work environment. Furthermore, I also would like to discuss about the safety culture and compliance at MRC Tire Service Center. The integration of job safety analysis lay the foundation for a safety culture at the workshop. Their slogan, "Your safety is our priority," reflect their dedication to maintaining safety standards in tire maintenance and engine operation. Complying with OSHA regulation is ensured through a deep understanding of hazard and risk concept. This equips workshop to develop customized risk control strategy, ensuring the safety and well-being of everyone involved.
Assalamualaikum to Doctor and my fellow friends. My name is Nurhanisa binti Shamsul and my metric number is 285518. For the second part of our report, we have identified several hazards involved, which are physical, psychosocial, and chemical hazards. The first physical hazard that our group has found in an MRZ Tire Service Center is an ergonomics hazard. Ergonomics hazard can be defined as a multidisciplinary science that seeks to conform the workplace and all of its psychological aspects to the worker. Various factors can be contributed to ergonomics hazards, which includes lifting and carrying, stretching, bending over, twisting and dragging, and pushing big items. Additionally, ergonomics hazard can lead to ergonomics injuries like cumulative trauma disorders (CTDs), lower back injuries, tendinitis, tennis elbow, repetitive strain injury, and neck and back pain. Therefore, employers must provide a safe workplace area for their employees to prevent ergonomics injuries or minimize the risk. On 31st November, our group visited the MRZ Tire Service Center and successfully identified specific ergonomic problems caused by frequent lifting and carrying heavy material, overhead work, and bending over. Carrying a heavy material and bending over has a high potential for musculoskeletal injuries. This injury can lead to employee absenteeism, decreased productivity, and higher healthcare disabilities and workers' compensation expenditures. During our visit on site, we observed that the employees are associated with carrying a tire to the respective machine. This may concern us because the workers at the workshop may experience musculoskeletal injuries. Additionally, the workers will be doing this task repetitively, increasing the possibility of these injuries. Apart from that, we found mechanical hazards during the site visit. Mechanical hazards are those created by machinery or work tools in motion. The familiar sources of mechanical hazards are overload, misjudgment, taking it too simply, environment, equipment life cycle, inadequate information, inadequate training, and human weakness. These factors may result in several mechanical injuries. Eventually, the workers may experience injuries such as cuts, falls, crushing, and so on. Our interview with Mr. Razali, the owner of MRZ Tire Service Center, on 21st November confirmed that a mechanical hazard existed in his workplace. Therefore, he mentioned that MRZ Tire Service Center consists of 4 types of machine: an alignment machine, a scissor jet machine, a balancing machine, and an open tire machine. The highly skilled workers need to take care of these machines so that there are no unexpected accidents. This ensures that no mechanical injuries like crushing, straining, and spraining occur. Another physical hazard that our group discovered is a fall hazard. Falls are the primary cause of non-fatal occupational injuries, resulting in significant damage and economic implications. It can be defined as anything that might cause you to lose your balance or bodily support, resulting in a fall. According to Mr. Razali, his workshop has a high potential of experiencing fall hazards because oil bottles have been placed on the floor. Hence, this will lead to an oil spill and the workers or customers might fall due to the slippery floor. Other than that, the wires at the workplace need to be appropriately placed. This can cause trip and fall because the workers encounter unseen foreign objects like machine wires in their path. Besides, Mr. Razali has informed us that there were near-miss incidents due to the oil spill. This triggered us to identify the fault hazard at the MRZ Tire Service Center, but there was no injury to the workers. The last physical hazard that we identified on the site is temperature hazard. As we know, severe temperature hazards consist of cold and heat. Extreme cold and extreme heat may both be hazardous to one's health. Many factors are associated with temperature hazards such as air temperature, relative humidity, air movement, and vice versa. Therefore, to evaluate the environment temperature, it is essential to consider those factors. This is because working in cold or hot conditions may increase the number of accidents, diseases, job stress, job discontent, and productivity. In MRZ Tire Service Center, heat hazards may occur due to the overuse of machines, which can lead to the device becoming overheated. This will result in malfunctioning machines and cause injuries to the workers. According to Mr. Razali, one machine was damaged due to overheating. He explained that the devices are automatically shut down and have not functioned well till today. Luckily, the overheated machine did not cause any of Mr. Razali's workers to be injured. That's all from me. Thank you.
One of the major hazards that occupational safety and health must consider when it comes to workplace safety is hazardous substance, or we often call them as chemical hazard. At MRZ Tire Service Center, we had identified the chemical hazard which occurs from the equipment and substances such as car battery and also the motor oil. The owner shows us that the car battery that they have in their shop, and on the battery, it stated that the battery is a corrosive material. It has the risk of explosion if the chemical reacts with the heat, and in handling the battery, eye protection must be worn. The motor oil typically made out of base oil that have been enhanced with various additives, most notably anti-wear additive, detergent, dispersant, and in the case of multi-grade oil, viscosity index improver, which is the corrosion and also the oxidation inhibitors, are also found in almost all lubricating oil. This substance is hazardous to the environment where it can lead to pollution. Furthermore, motor oil used by the shop is called as a genuine oil, which can lead to the environment pollution, as it stated that the oil is hazardous to the environment, and if it is not handled properly, it will cause the environment pollution. The owner also told us that he has a storage facility where they will store all the used oil before it is taken by the oil recycling company. It is one of the way that the shop uses in order to prevent the environment pollution due to the oil that they use. Psychosocial hazard is a work stressor that is designed, organized, and also managed in the economic and social context of work. It is different from other hazards as it is not caused by any physical substances or object. So, based on our interview with the owner of the MRZ Tire Service Center, we had discovered that the stressor occurred due to the customers who are foreign, where they speak in different languages and they can't speak in Malay. So, the owner and the workers sometimes will face these difficulties in order to understand what the customer needs and what they want. Not just that, sometimes when it is at the peak hour, they face equipment problems, and where the machine that they need to use suddenly can't work, and they have to back up the machine or the equipment to perform their services for their customer. And during the peak hour also, as a normal human being, they frequently felt exhausted, tired due to the high volume of customers that came into their shop to get their services that they have provided. These are the stressors that they usually need to face at the workplace that leads to the stress, or we could also call it as psychosocial hazard.
My name is Nofahanim and my metric number is 296271, and I will explain about the steps to conduct a risk assessment. According to the Health and Safety Executive (HSE), there are 5 steps to conduct a risk assessment, and the first step is to identify the hazard. This involves a walkthrough of the workshop in identifying danger that might be expected to be harmful. For example, workplace environment, tools, supplies, and material utilized, task and method of performance, and work planning and administration. The second step is to assess the risk. In this step, you want to determine the likelihood and severity of potential harm after identifying the hazard. For example, who could get hurt? Maybe the workers and the client have the high potential, and how? And what step previously taken to reduce the risk? What additional step need to be taken to manage the risk? And who is responsible for doing the task. The next step is to control the risk. When particular area for risk reduction have been identified, it is time to take action. HSE advises using following guidelines, which is try a less dangerous choices such as moving to a chemical that is less harmful. And second, block access to the danger by using guards. Third, arrange the task to lessen the risk, which is by erecting barriers to keep pedestrians and vehicles apart. And it is important to provide personal protection equipment such as goggles and gloves. And lastly, provide emergency areas such as stations for first aid and eye washing. The next step is to record the findings. When 5 or more people work in a workplace, it is legally required to keep a record of the findings. A detailed inquiry was conducted to determine who had been impacted. Important assessment findings should be documented in writing or kept on file for future reference. It is recommended that businesses record the result of the risk assessment and spread them throughout the company to motivate every employee to implement the new measures. The last step is to review the control. Review the risk assessment every 2 years. The general risk assessment needs to be updated and reviewed. The risk assessment should be reviewed whenever there are changes to operating procedures, equipment or staff. Updating and reviewing is also essential to guarantee that safe working practices are used in the workshop.
My name is Isni and my mention number 296302. So we have done the risk assessment on MRZ Tire Service Center, which includes 6 hazards. We are also using the risk metric to measure the likelihood and severity. So let's proceed with the first hazard, which is fall. There are possibilities for workers, employers, and clients to fall if they are tripping over objects. However, this is unlikely to happen, and if this happens, it is only over 3 days injury. The employers also have done some control to prevent this hazard, which is ensuring all working areas are lit, no trailing cables are lit, and keep the walkways clear. However, we would like to add some further action to employer and all workers, which are the employer can providing the hose reel and the workers can clean up the spillages immediately. Next, the physical hazard. As we know, the workers may using the mechanical equipment and it can lead to the unguard moving, then the workers may suffering from major injury. They can control it from happen by wearing rubber clothes, earplug and earmuff. We would like to recommend some further actions, which are using PPE and ensuring that hands are dry when handling with electrical equipment. The third hazard is mechanical. The workers can use the car jar to lift the car. The workers can be injured, but this is unlikely to happen since they only use the car jar when ground condition is firm and stable. The recommendation from us is taking ensuring that the safe working loads are not exceeding. Furthermore, the workers also working on the sub-vehicle, which is included in the ergonomic hazard. The workers also might have to deal with awkward posture, poor lighting, and hot temperature. According to the risk metric, this is possible to happen and it is only have a trivial injury. The employer can provide a torch, goggles, and the gloves for the controlling hazard. The recommendation from us is the workers need to use the wheel choke to ensure the vehicle does not move. Besides, the workers may have a skin contact while changing engine oil that contain a chemical. According to the risk metric, this is possible to happen and the workers might have to deal with the injury over 3 days. They can control it by wearing the nitrile gloves. The recommendation from us is the employer can explain the risk from dermatitis and skin cancer to the workers. The last hazard is psychological. The workers may burn out during the peak hour because they need to handle many customers. According to the risk metric, this is unlikely to happen. If it is happen, it is only include minor injury. The workers can control from happen by giving the recognition and rewards. The recommendation from us is the employer can improve the management by communicating with the workers about the changes.
Moving on to the risk control of physical hazard. Ergonomic hazard identified at MRZ Tire Service Center is associated with the manual handling of heavy materials. Employees engaged in tasks such as lifting and carrying heavy objects face the risk of injuries. So the company has implemented a comprehensive set of controls which is firstly, employees are trained in the right lifting technique to minimize the strain of their bodies, and secondly, mechanical assistance such as trolley or lifting equipment is provided to aid in the movement of heavy materials. Personal protective equipment PPE such as back support belts is mandated to further safeguard employees. Moreover, the company encourages teamwork for tasks involving heavy materials, promoting shared responsibility and reducing individual strain. The next one is mechanical hazard. Mechanical hazard identified at MRZ Tire Service Center is due to the operation of various machines, including an alignment machine, a scissor jet machine, a balancing machine, and a tire changer. So the set of control that the company implement is employees are required to strictly adhere to the guideline provided for each machine, ensuring that standard operating procedures are followed. Moreover, through a training program are conducted to educate workers on the safe and proper usage of this machine. Additionally, the use of personal protective equipment PPE is mandatory to safeguard workers from potential injuries. Furthermore, employees are equipped with emergency kits and emphasizing the company commitment to preparedness in the event of unforeseen situation.
The employer of the MRZ Tire Service Center can control the fall hazard from happen by providing a proper training and education for the employees, ensuring that they are aware of potential of fall hazard, equipped with the knowledge to mitigate the risk. For the employees, they can report the hazard to the employer. There are three ways to control the temperature hazard, which are implementing a robust maintenance program that emphasizes regular inspections, conducting a routine test of machinery, and ensuring the cooling systems, lubrication mechanism, and other vital components that are functioning optimally.
So, when MRZ Tire Service Center has acknowledged the chemical hazard, which is the motor oil and also the car battery, they have came out with risk management, which is they emphasize on the safe storage to store all the oil, all the used oil, and also to have a proper labeling of the car battery. Their aim is to minimize the likelihood of accidental exposure and also to promote a systematic approach in handling this chemical hazard. They need to make sure or ensure that the storage facility that store the used oil equipped with a well ventilation or a good ventilation in order to prevent environmental contamination and in order to maintain a safe workplace for the workers. In order to manage the psychosocial hazard, which is when they receive a foreign customer and they don't understand what the customer needs, the owner has take an action where he will send his employee to an English course, at least for to train the employee to speak in English more fluent in order to help them to understand better what the customer needs and what the customer wants. And in terms of the equipment and also the machine, especially when at the peak hour, the owner said that they need to invest more on the machine and equipment in order to make sure and ensure that the machine and the equipment can be function well, especially on the peak hour where the customer will come in order to get the services. And when at the peak hour also, when the customer is at a high volume of customer, of course the employee will feel stressed that they have to and exhausted, they have to work more, and in order to manage this risk of psychosocial hazard, the owner has came up with a solution where he will manage the schedule of the employee and will give extra benefit to his employees.
In summary, MRZ Tire Service Center commitment to occupational safety and health is reflected in a comprehensive risk assessment and control strategy. Through a hierarchy method, the workshop systematically addresses ergonomic, mechanical, fall, temperature, chemical, and psychosocial risks. The dedication to employee safety is evident in training control, periodic evaluation, and proactive measure. The 5-step risk assessment approaches ensure a holistic understanding of potential harm, leading to precise control and continuous improvement. The center commitment extends to humanized strategies, including training, guideline, and support mechanism to fostering a positive work culture. In conclusion, MRZ Tire Service Center prioritizes a safe and healthy work environment, aligning with the Health and Safety Executive Guideline and demonstrating a steadfast dedication to the well-being of its workforce. And that's all for me. Thank you for your attention.